When I found out that they were changing the name from Bruce Banner to David Banner, I asked the logical question, why are you doing that? His name is supposed to be Bruce. And some genius at the network said, oh no, Stan, Bruce makes him sound homosexual. It sounds gay. I said, there's Bruce Jenner, the athletic decathlon champ. There's Bruce, well, I don't think I knew Bruce Willis at the time, but I mentioned that. Didn't faze him. No, we don't like the sound of Bruce. So you can't change his name. He's been David Banner. He's been Bruce Banner for all these years, but they were the network and they were in charge. You know, I was in one of the Hulk episodes, the justly famous trial of the Incredible Hulk. I mean, people go from far and wide to get a tape of that because, well, it was a very funny situation. It was a little cameo. The Hulk was on trial, and there was a scene shot in the courtroom, and there was the jury box with the 12 members of the jury. I was one of the members of the jury. In fact, I'm very proud to say I was the foreman. Now, I'm sitting in the jury box. I didn't have anything to say. I'm sitting in the jury box, and at some point, the Hulk angrily gets up from the witness chair, comes over to the jury box, and he lifts it up from the bottom with all 12 people in it. Now, obviously, it was done. There was a hydraulic lift under the box, but it looked as if he was doing it. He only lifted it about that much off the floor, just to show his strength. The idea was the jurors were supposed to jump out of the box and run away in fear. So I was happy, you know, I couldn't wait. He lifted the box. I started to jump. And Bill Bixby, I believe it was Bill who was directing it, he said, cut! Stan, I said, what are you talking about? He said, you don't jump out of the box. I said, oh, you mean I'm brave and I stay here? He said, no, you're not a stunt man. You can't jump. We got to put a stunt man in there to jump out of the box. I said, Bill, it's this high off the ground. I could step out of the box. No, that's considered a stunt. I had to leave the jury box. My stunt double came in, and he jumped out. I was so mad. I want to jump out of the box. Wouldn't let me do it. When I watched the Hulk on the screen, or when I watched X-Men or Spider-Man, believe me, I am watching just like any member of the audience. I'm watching it, and I'm enjoying it. And if there's anything that's a little not good, I'm not liking that part. And I'm never saying to myself, gee, I'm the guy who started it. That thought isn't even in my mind. I just watch it like I watch any other show. And I sometimes wonder why that is. Shouldn't it be different? But it isn't. It's like I watch any movie and I watch the Hulk or I watch the others, and I got to admit, I like them. When I started in comics, nobody had any respect for the medium. And, you know, I'm going back to the early 1940s. In fact, I'd meet people at a party. They'd say, what do you do? I didn't want to tell them I was in comics. I'd say, oh, I'm a writer. And I'd start to walk away, but they'd follow me. Well, what do you write? And I'd say, stories. It didn't help. Well, what kind of stories? For children. Really? What's the name of the magazines? At some point, I had to say comics. And they would turn around and walk away as if I had the plague. And things have changed. Now, of course, I walk into a room and they push past President Bush and all the other celebrities. Hey, there's Stan Lee. He's in comics. I've been lucky in a number of areas. I have a great wife, a great daughter. But in that one area, I have been extremely lucky because I love to write. Well, that isn't true. I hate to write, but it comes easy to me. And I write fast because I don't like to write, and I like to get finished quickly. But I enjoy it after I finish, knowing that I've done it. But I enjoy the people I work with, because I work with writers, with artists, now with directors, producers. And I'm always working in an atmosphere where we're trying to think of what can we do now? What kind of movie can we do? What kind of television show? What kind of book? I've often thought it's really tragic. There are so many people whose jobs are just jobs. I mean, they go to work because they have to make a living, but it's nothing that they really enjoy doing, and that's really most of the world. And I really have a great sympathy for most of the working people. And I'm aware that I'm incredibly lucky because of the work I do, and so is anybody who really enjoys his work, whether he's a shoemaker or a sportsman, anybody. If you enjoy your work, I think that's one of the secrets of some sort of happiness.